Recasters is a weekly anime podcast covering currently airing seasonal anime. If you like to follow weekly releases and hear discussions about it, you're in the right place.
If you enjoy series reviews and previews, then be warned.
Spoiler City straight ahead.
Hello, and welcome back to Recasters, the only anime podcast where after our third reincarnation, the gods finally stopped trying to bring us back. My name is Chase Adam Robinson, and I'm joined here today by my co-host, Jesse Winter.
Why won't you let me die?
Jesse, we need you. They need you. They don't need you. Why are they doing this?
And my suffering.
They're like, stop trying to get out of this. Save the fucking world.
So look, there's 5 of us. They need the 5 rings. Come on.
You're like, I'm trying. I'm just bad at this.
It's not my fault. I didn't mean to kill those people.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome one and all to another fantastic week of Recasters. If you've been following us recently, we talk about anime. This is the part of the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that interests us. We're going to kick it off real fast here. I've been watching The Circle again.
Real fast.
Welcome to my anime podcast where I'm going to talk about a Netflix reality TV show. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you'll know that, I don't know, like 6 months ago or something like that, then I got really into the first 2 seasons of The Circle.
You're welcome.
Jesse really enjoyed the second season and watched like 2 episodes of the first one.
I really enjoyed the episodes of the first one I watched.
So season 3 came out probably like a month ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh dude, I can't wait for that to come out, and then it came out and I didn't watch it.
R.I.P.
Let's do into One Piece.
One Piece.
Why do you do this every time? I'm going to leave it in this time, but I think I've cut out literally every time I say One Piece, he does the One Punch Man sound, and I cut it out all the time. So please stop. Why have you forsaken me? This is the best season of The Circle so far.
Nice.
It's like the alliances are strong. The character interactions feel more intense, and there's a solid chance that they just like told these people to act like this. But,
yeah,
but I literally like almost everybody this time, right? Instead of like there's not many characters, or I say characters, but they're real people. But come on, they're characters.
They're characters. Come on.
There's not that many characters that I'm sitting here like, yeah, I don't really care for this one for no reason in particular. Everybody like is interesting in some way.
Okay, that's cool. That's good. That's good.
There's also many, many twists this season.
Ooh.
I like some of the stuff. Like, there's some really cool stuff. Nothing like... So, in season 2, they did the Joker thing, right?
Yeah.
They used the Joker room again, but not for the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's really interesting where they take it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm about halfway through the season now. I don't feel like I can say too much more without Jesse watching it.
I appreciate that.
I'll just say that, like, man, it gets pretty tense at some points. It gets to a point where there's, like, basically 2 major factions warring against each other.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What the...
So if you've never seen The Circle, this is a reality TV show where all the people interact through social media, and it's a social media made for the show called The Circle.
Which kind of sounds boring at first, I'll admit, but it's like... imagine how heated you see people get online, right? Everybody like screaming in the comments section, except you get to actually see the people who are writing those comments and how they're acting when they do that, which makes it a whole nother ride.
Right, yeah. So, probably like near the beginning of quarantine, I binged all of Joey Graceffa's YouTube original. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a reality TV show where a bunch of YouTubers come together and it's like this murder mystery thing, survivor type thing, but you're supposed to act like if a player loses, they're dead, and you're supposed to like pretend that they're dead.
Oh, okay.
Some of the people are really bad at their acting jobs. Some of the people are really good at their acting jobs. So I really, really want that kind of thing for like an actual well-produced reality TV show. I would love to see like a reality TV show battle royale, like
Oh, Battle Royale. Oh, I see. Okay.
like a death game of like some Saw stuff, but I want it to be reality TV-esque, but the people in it to be good enough actors that when a character dies, then it's still like good, right? Like
It sounds kind of like you just want a death game.
I just want a death game,
I just want a death game.
but I want people to not actually die, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's like you just want a live action death game anime, right?
Yeah. But I want it to play out like reality TV. So I want it to like.
So you have like the cuts where the people are sitting in a chair and they're like, yeah, wow, it was really crazy when Steve pulled that gun on me. I was really scared.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. I want Total Drama Island, but people die.
Yo. Let's do it. Let's get on it right now. Netflix, Japan, team up and make this happen. I feel like if anybody could, it'd be those two.
Dude, everybody that listens to this is going to be like, what about Squid Game?
What about Squid? That's not a reality TV show.
I know, right?
Not at all.
I haven't watched Squid Game yet, but everybody's losing their fucking mind over it.
So I think Squid Game is really, really enjoyable. I have this problem. This might be a controversial thing to say, but I feel like a lot of Korean media that's popular here in the U.S. is just a rehash of stuff we already did in the 2000s. They're like late to the party, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe a little bit.
If you look at K-pop and you look at like manhwa, it's like you read a manhwa and it's like, this is the manga I was reading in 2003.
In color.
In color. Fair enough. That's a bonus. But Squid Game kind of feels like that. Like, it's cool. And it's kind of unique because you have a little bit of the Korean culture to put a spin on both what happens and sort of the morals behind the story. But I don't feel like it's anything crazy innovative. You know what I mean?
Well, that's like, I mean, it's the same thing that comes down to whenever I talk about Demon Slayer with people, and they're like, well, I've seen Naruto. And I'm like, yeah, it's like Naruto, but like again, and the main character's a cinnamon roll.
Dude, that's fair. That's a good distinction, yeah.
It's like, I know it's a rehash of stuff we've already seen. We're also dinosaurs. We are almost 30.
It feels like it, yeah. It's, woo.
So
Ooh, there's too much. When they're releasing 40 anime a season, I can't keep up with this anymore.
it's the thing is that they've got to keep releasing this kind of stuff for new generations, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then they'll have something like we had that's relatable or something. I don't know.
And the fact that, like, first of all, I'm really glad that Korean media has been being brought over to us more now. It's like, it's in the conscious mind now of the public, right? Like,
Yeah. Me too.
So while I haven't watched Squid Game yet, I still am going to. But like, I mean, I've read Battle Royale. I've seen the Hunger Games.
Yeah. So if you want Battle Royale Hunger Games starring Markiplier, then watch Squid Game.
This guy does not look exactly.
This guy
like
looks like 40-year-old Markiplier. I swear to God, when Markiplier is 40 years old, I'm gonna get a picture of him. I'm put it next to the Squid Game actor guy. Is gonna look the same.
I'm looking forward to it when Markiplier turns 40 in 10 years.
Oh my God, I can't believe Markiplier is that close to 40.
What, 10 years away from it?
Yeah.
We're 10 years away from
Dude,
almost 40.
Markiplier was like 22 when I started watching his YouTube channel.
Yeah, and you were 16.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Jesse's over here like, what the fuck?
I'm having
Time
an existential
happens?
crisis on this anime podcast.
As we speak. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, I am excited to watch Squid Game. But yeah, I mean, like, if you watch anime, you've probably seen many death games before this. It's just kind of interesting that, like, other than Hunger Games in the West, we haven't really gotten too much like this. So seeing, like, Westerners getting excited about this is kind of cool to me.
Yeah, I agree. We haven't really, I mean, Hunger Games is the only death game thing I can think of that Western media's I guess Saw.
I don't know if Saw counts.
I'm not really Saw sure.
I'm not really Saw sure.
I'm not really Shawshank Redemption.
That's probably true.
I'm not really sure if Saw counts, but
also, just got to get this off my chest real quick. I don't really like the Hunger Games very much.
I've heard the books are much better than the movies.
I've also heard that. The movies, So anyways, I have continued my dive into Kaiju number 8. Did I ever tell you how terrifying it was for me listening to those Godzilla sounds? That actually scared the fuck out of me.
What? That you put in?
Yeah, like I had to listen to like 6 different Godzilla sound bites when I put that in the podcast. And when I sat down to listen to those, it was like I'm like sitting in my room alone with my headphones on, and then you press the Godzilla sound, and I was like, I'm gonna die. Like,
Oh my god, what?
it sounded like the call of the deep, man. Like I'm about to fall into the endless void.
You're reading too much Cthulhu lore.
I guess so, dude. It scared the fuck out of me.
I don't think Godzilla's ever made me think that.
Yeah, well, listen to just his roar.
Okay.
With no context. Anyways, yeah, Kaiju number 8 has continued to be fucking awesome, and also definitely Attack on Titan.
Hell yeah. I want more Attack on Titan.
Where I'm at right now, minor spoilers for Kaiju number 8. I'm going to leave it mostly spoiler free because I do really want Jesse to check this out, especially. But, we've got our main character who can turn into a kaiju, right? Which, by the way, it took me a while to figure this out. He doesn't change sizes. He's still a human-sized monster.
Nice.
Because, like, in my brain, kaiju has always meant giant monster. It does just mean monster.
That's fair.
He does fight giant monsters in his kaiju form.
Classic anime protagonist.
But we have seen other humanoid kaijus now.
Oh.
So where I'm at in it, there's 3 currently that we've seen. And these fuckers are scary. These are scary ass motherfuckers.
Oh.
And they're very, very cool. I like them a lot. They all have cool designs.
Nice.
The other 2 are villains.
Okay.
I also think, again, it does remind me a lot of Attack on Titan. It's like, oh, the kaiju bad guys have come to fight our kaiju good guy. It's like, well, this is like the armored titan and the female titan, right? But
yeah.
But there's like a storm of brewing. It feels like they're like we're basically going to go to war with the kaijus.
Okay.
So I'm really interested to see what the lore on why the kaijus are attacking the humans is. Like, it's got me thinking, right? Like,
yeah.
As any good shonen should.
So do you think that Kaiju number 8 is going to follow this more modern trend that shonen seem to have of both being subversive with their heroes and antagonists, as well as mixing in some sort of philosophical idea about opposing sides? Or do you think that this is just ramping up to be like a really cool action-y battle arc?
I think there's got to be a philosophical reason on why this war is happening. Like, we've only seen, most of the kaijus aren't technically sentient or like can't at least speak in human speak.
Yeah, they're more like animals, right, to us?
Well, that's the thing is that, like, I'm not actually sure, because while the humans can't understand them, there's 2 enemy kaiju who can speak English, and they can understand the kaiju just fine.
Okay, I see.
So I'm wondering if, like, this is something that's been going on longer than, we also get a glimpse of, like, the Levi character of this story, who's super badass.
Nice.
Because he's the Levi character.
Yeah.
He's got the short black hair and the swords.
So he's actually Levi.
He's a lot like Levi, except he's a little more funny. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I like him a lot. But he's definitely, supposed to fill the same role as Levi. But you get parts where he's like, we can't let this get out into the public. It'll cause a stir. People will start freaking out and stuff like that. But then when you think about that more, it's like how much else are they hiding, right?
Yeah. It's a good point. It's like Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With kaijus. Anyways, I'm really enjoying Kaiju number 8. The art is phenomenal, and I really like where the story's going so far.
Awesome.
There's also a character I know you're going to like because she's this prodigy child from a rich family who's like super confident with pigtails and thinks she's better than everybody, but dogs on herself in her head a lot and uses a giant fucking axe.
What are you trying to say about me?
I'm trying to say that I know what characters you like.
Well, I will have to say that if you hadn't already sold it, then I'm at least interested enough to read that far.
She's part of the main trio. She's the Sakura.
Even better. Well, I mean, the Sakura character really made their way up in the last couple of years. So.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Instead, I should say she's the Nobara.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
All right, and lastly
but not leastly.
At this point, for anybody looking to stay away from JoJo Part 6 spoilers until the anime comes out, You're going to want to skip ahead. The timestamps are going to be down below. We're going to talk about JoJo Part 6.
Man, so I have learned about the ghost room.
Oh, the ghost room.
The ghost room. And I know about the little boy who was born in the prison, and his stand is to touch ghost objects, question mark.
That's correct.
I don't know if, okay. Thanks, Rocky. This is really, anyways. And the two people who looked like they were living in a piano, I don't think that's actually what they're doing, but they were both in the piano when you show up.
Yeah.
Have now been, I don't know their names yet. I haven't got that introduced, but I think they're going to be Joe Bros.
Yeah, and the one with pink hair.
Yeah.
I told you about them already because when you saw them just now, they appeared as a female.
But they're the one that looked like a guy earlier.
They look like a girl the first time you see them, and every time after they are male.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a better look because, to be honest, they're both like neutral genders.
That's fair.
In my brain. A lot of JoJo characters are neutral genders sometimes.
Rocky's pretty good at that.
He's pretty good at that.
That's like, in the characters in Part 5.
Yeah.
Very, very androgynous.
Very, very androgynous.
Like, look at Abakio.
Yeah. I mean,
even Bucciarati.
I was going to say Abakio, Bucciarati, Doppio,
Narancia.
Yeah, honestly, like for like 5 chapters, I'm sitting here trying to figure out like, who is Narancia? What is happening right now?
I'd say like the only character that distinctly looks male to me in their cast is Mista.
Yeah, Mista, like, he's obviously not, but because of his clothing and that hat he wears, he's he's the bald Joe Rogan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just very recognizable from everybody else.
Yeah. So have you seen any other interesting characters yet?
Oh, yeah. Yes. So there's the suicide guy. He's fascinating. He's McQueen, Lightning McQueen.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Lightning McQueen? What? Is it Cars, the movie? Is that what this is?
I don't think that's what they're referencing.
I don't know any Lightning McQueens. Unless Lightning McQueen in Cars is a reference to like a NASCAR driver, I don't know any Lightning McQueens besides that one. So that's all I got. I just got the Kachow. Or what is it? Kachiga?
No, you got it right.
Kachow.
What is Kachiga?
I think that was what the other dude said, his opponent, when he stole his thunder.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Dude, this guy, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I owe you my life. Ka-chow, I'm suiciding. Like, what the fuck, dude?
And so that's, who is he fighting? Or not fighting, but.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, what is her name? It was a very Hispanic name. I'm not very good at remembering those.
Yeah, oh, okay. Her name is Hermes.
Hermes, that's it.
Yeah.
Hermes.
Or Hermes, but I guess, or Hermes, but I don't think you're supposed to pronounce the H if I remember correctly.
No, yeah, it's more of a silent sound. If that is like a Spanish name, I think it is because they got all the like tildes and stuff in her name. Isn't the last name like
Costello, I think?
Costello, yeah, Hermes Costello. Fascinating. Anyways.
And she's like the main Joe Bro. She's the Bucciarati of
Okay,
this.
I was thinking she might be the main Joe Bro just because of the focus and also because of her design. I mean, just the way Rocky designs characters, you can kind of tell who's going to be who. Yeah, she has a really interesting power. I like her power a lot, the kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's, I don't know. I don't want to say it's a little confusing. I feel like Araki's already broken his own rules on it the few chapters in that we've had it, but
yeah, I don't know.
I can't like point to an exact spot and be like, it's just like a vibe I get. Like Araki just doesn't care.
So it's like she puts a sticker on something and it makes a duplicate, and when she takes the sticker off, they merge.
Yeah, but they merge with so much force that it like damages whatever's merging.
Yeah.
Except then you get this scene with Lightning McQueen before you know he's Lightning McQueen when he's just doing his janitor stuff. And she sticks the sticker on the broom he's using and then lets it go so that the two broomsticks like put him in a chokehold because they're trying to merge. And then he just like slips out of it and the broom doesn't break. And I was like, what? Excuse me?
Because he slowed the force down or something.
Yeah, and all that. He's a Jedi or something. The Force.
That's not what I meant
Force
by
or
the
something,
Force. The Force or something. I don't know. I never watched Star Wars. Yeah, so now all that's left, the only Jobro you haven't seen yet, I think, is my favorite one from the part. Unless you have seen them already, but I don't think so.
Well, if we count the little baseball kid, then I've seen 4 Jobros.
So who have you seen? Wait, hang on.
Okay, so I've seen Hermes with Kiss. I've seen Ghost Boy. And I saw the 2 people in the piano with the pink one and the blue one.
Yeah, so there's one more.
Okay, cool. I look forward to having another character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Nice. Good to know. They'll probably end up being my favorite one, or close.
How do you know?
Because we seem to have a lot of the same favorite characters.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. The guy who I assume is the main antagonist for this whole part, he's like the slimy dude. He's got the CD powers.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
White
again?
Snake?
White Snake. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I hate looking at his power. Boy, does that freak me out. You get the 2 discs sticking out of somebody's head and they got like disc slots on their face. Horrifying. Nightmare fuel. I hate it.
Yeah, I think this villain is one of my favorites in the series.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Have
He's
you-
like a villain.
Have you seen their like background story yet?
No, not at all.
Oh man, it's so good.
All right, cool.
This is like let me think about all the villains real quick. This might be my favorite villain.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I think this is my second favorite villain so far, but I still got quite a bit of time to go in this part.
You like Dio, right?
I love Dio. Dio's got to be my favorite villain.
Part 1 Dio or part 3 Dio?
I mean, what's the difference?
Dude, okay, you're going to ask me what the difference is between those 2 parts when
Well, here,
look at Joseph over 3 generations.
I was going to say, let me tell you the difference. One of them is Dio, and the other one is 10% Dio.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. I also prefer 100% Dio to 10% Dio.
Though I like how when you see 10% Dio, he's actually just 100% Dio.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference in his body. It's like him and Joseph had the same. The first one was Jonathan. Oh, that's it. It's like him and Jonathan had the same body. They were the same person.
You know,
They just like swapped heads. They're like one of those dolls that you can just swap the faces on.
they were brothers.
Oh,
Technically.
yeah. With 0 biological relation.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No, it's impossible.
All right. And with that, please enjoy the episode.
First up, we have Platinum End, Episode 3.
Holy shit, dude. They come in and completely just immediately. Oh, fuck. What's the word?
Subvert our...
That's the word. Subvert our expectations. I didn't even let you finish. Like, as soon as you got halfway through the word, and I was like, yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. My brain stopped working.
Thanks, brain power.
Yeah, they subvert our expectations.
Yeah, man. They stabbed the audience in the back like Saki stabbed our protagonist in the back.
His name's Mirai.
Nice. That's right.
Dude, I love Saki so far. First of all, fucking called it. Saki's got an angel.
Yeah, buddy. We're right. Somebody else is probably right, too.
What?
They're wrong.
Now, what I am going to say is it's really interesting to me that, like, we were like, oh, God, I hope that Saki isn't the Misa Misa character. But it turns out Mirai was the Misa Misa character all along.
Oh, my God. Watching this episode the whole time, I'm like, Mirai is Misa Misa. No. They've done it. Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
And fucking Saki, she just looks dead inside. Like, every time they show her, she looks like she's, like, just in a corner behind her eyes. You know what I mean? Like, huddled up in a ball.
I'm absolutely sure now that this show is just Death Note from Misa Misa's perspective. I mean, look at Saki's angel. He's like, yeah, good plan. Let's kill him. Nice. Use your powers. Woo, do it. And then Mirai's angel's just like, oh, I love you. I want to protect you. You're so precious.
Dude, I love Revel though. He's such a good character so far.
Revel's fantastic.
His whole personality, his whole demeanor is so good.
Yeah. What's fucking Mirai's angel's name? Is it Nesse or
Nase?
Nase? Lil Nase angel. I love the whole interaction between Lil Nase and Revel. They've got the best interactions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So far.
Oh my god. I also like that Nase just comes in and she was like, no, this was good because he's in love with you. And it's like, whoa.
It's like, bro, please.
Don't at me.
But also at the same time, Revel's like, oh, she's going to be tough because she's so pure. But like an episode ago, she was like, just kill these people. Bro, please.
Dude, I like when Mirai gets stabbed with the red arrow and he's like, it's not even going to work on me because I already love her. And then he turns around and he's like, it worked on me. It's like,
yes,
well,
master.
Yeah.
I will obey.
So there's this part that I really, really like in One Piece, in the Thriller Bark arc, where there's this girl who, she's the pink-haired pigtails girl that's in every anime.
Nice.
And she has the horo horo fruit. And basically her power is that she can send out ghosts that if they touch you, they make you really, really depressed and think like really lowly of yourself.
Oof.
So people like, even Zoro, like will go into a hunch and be like, I am lower than a barnacle and stuff like that.
Oh.
And then she fought Usopp and her power didn't work on Usopp because he already hates himself.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
And so like as soon as he was like, oh, the red arrow didn't work because I already love her, I was like, dude, it's Usopp.
It's Usopp.
By the way, one of Usopp's best fights in One Piece. That fight is really, really good.
Nice.
I also like that when they were flying together, that it was like actually just playing like shoujo romance music.
Yeah, it was actually just a shoujo scene. It was drawn by a shoujo artist.
Maybe
The
Death Note guy.
Maybe.
I should learn this guy's name.
Yeah. I can't believe I don't know his name. I was obsessed with Death Note for like 9 years.
Yeah. And Bakuman's really good too.
Yeah.
Anyways, Death Note guy must have been a shoujo artist.
Yeah, that's it. He actually did Tokyo Mew Mew.
Oh, yeah. It all makes
Yeah.
sense now.
It's all clear.
That's not true, probably.
No, not at all. Unless it is, which I would be absolutely shocked by.
Yeah, that's why I said probably. I'm like, well, I haven't actually checked.
I have no proof that he's not.
What do you think of this dude's anti-angel tech or something?
Dude, do you think there's a class of angel beyond super special or whatever?
Oh shit, I didn't until just now.
Oh shit. That's what I was wondering. I was like, is this a next level angel power or I don't know. This dude looks rich. Maybe he's just like Tony Stark and he's like developing anti-angel tech.
Dude, I just developed a theory in my brain.
Nice. Now you're Tony Stark.
Now I'm going to say it out loud.
All right.
So these other two angels are candidates that show up in suits.
Yeah.
And the one of them shoots him and it doesn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if he had already speared those two guys with red arrows and planned out this whole thing to try to scare off candidates?
Ooh, that's totally fair. Yeah. That's a possibility. Man.
Because why else are they fucking dressed like that?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. In the opening, when we see Metropoliman's little...
This fucking guy's
I can't
name.
not say that.
Metropoliman.
Metropoliman. When you see him in the intro, he's got like 4 or 5 other Power Ranger looking motherfuckers hanging out with him.
Like
so
I
I
call
was
them Power Ranger looking motherfuckers every time.
Dude, I forgot
consistently their name.
Oh man, so I knew they'd be coming in. I just like I didn't consider because you see them flying around and stuff, and in my brain I was just like, yeah, Power Rangers, that makes sense. I didn't even I didn't think about the fact that to fly around they would have to be contestants.
Yeah.
Unless like he's sharing his power with them. I mean, actually, this episode might have set that up. That whole thing where Mirai connects himself to Saki and they fly around, that could be a setup to, insinuate that there are ways to share your powers with others, and he could be sharing the wings and the red arrow with some people.
They also presented another idea that you can give powers to people.
Right, and we know he's killed at least one contestant.
Now, I don't know if you can give them to civvies, but it's entirely possible.
Maybe. They didn't say you couldn't.
Right, yeah.
They used Saki as an example because, of course, they would in that situation, but they didn't say you couldn't give it to civvies. You're right. So, is he just building an army then?
He could be.
Oh, Jesus.
But I definitely think these two people, like, I'm definitely going in that I think they're under the control of the Red Arrow.
Yeah, it's tough for me. I want to say they're not. I want to say they're like the fans, you know what I mean? They're like obsessed with Metropoli Man. They're like, wow, a real hero. It's fine, like, oh, praise the real hero. And like, they were just such big fans that he exploited that and was like, I can make you heroes too. You just have to do everything I say, regardless of your conscience or whatever.
When we see this guy's face, he looks bored.
Does he? I thought he has like a psychotic look on his face half the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
I remember him just being like...
Yeah, he did have that bored face at one point because he was like, I'm so bored, this sucks. But you also, when he starts talking about the other contestants and being God, he gets that like light Yagami face going on.
That's true.
Because he's light Yagami.
Because he's light Yagami.
And Mirai is Misa Misa.
Wait. Something doesn't add up here.
Not yet it doesn't add up.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes, though.
Me too. I'm really interested to see where this goes. Also, I love Metropoli Man's angel.
I don't even remember his angel.
She's like super crazy looking. She looks like a goddess or some shit.
Yeah, she does look pretty wild.
Dude, I like how they played us. Or maybe they just played me. Or maybe I played myself. But I swear to God, in episode 2, we saw Revel hanging out around Metropoli Man during the interview, right?
Oh, yeah. We totally did.
Yeah, so they played us good. I thought for sure that was Metropoli Man's angel.
Yeah, Metropoli Man's Angel is also my favorite movie.
Yeah. It's my favorite 2009 post-alt Christian band.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up, we got 86, episode 15 of season 1.
It's still season 1, baby.
It's still season 1.
Season 1's back.
Yes, I am going to complain about this every episode.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks, 86.
86 episodes.
86. 80.
Okay, so like this episode was 90% exposition.
Yeah, I forget 90% of it.
Yeah, 10% of it was the rest of it.
10% concentrated power of anime.
We got Frederica being
the best.
The worst.
Number one.
That wasn't even a response. That's actually what I was about to say was being the worst. Was she walks around sleepwalking in her pajamas with her teddy bear.
The cutest thing in the planet.
Get the fuck out of here.
I love it so much.
And then
she's like Megumin's little sister.
No, Megumin has a little sister.
I know, and she's like her.
That's not true.
Very true.
Are we watching the same anime? We also get a long exposition from Frederica that I'm sure was cool.
I don't remember it. Or actually, no, wait. Here, let me summarize it. Nation attack nation, so nation build attack robot to attack nation, but attack robot don't attack nation when they need it to, so Nightman die.
I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know how this works.
I've seen Legend of Korra.
But yeah, I feel like they spent half the episode telling us stuff that, like, I mean, a little bit of it was new information, but most of it was stuff that, I don't know, maybe we just figured it out already and this was them blatantly telling us.
Look, in the first half of season 1, or not even the first half, I guess the first half, but we would get information dropped to us as things were happening. This episode, nothing happened. They just dropped information. Very jarring.
It's better than the War Room episode of Slime.
You're not wrong.
Not by much.
Not a high bar to beat. it's not a difficult jump to make.
Oh, man. There was a couple of lines in this episode that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
One was when, I think it was Raiden that said this. They said, "I'd forgotten how easy it is for people to die."
That was Frederica.
Was it? Oh, you're right. Fuck.
He's like, I hate Frederica. She sucks. Anyways, there's this really great line that Frederica says.
Definitely. Notice how I forgot it was Frederica that said it.
I don't know who, Raiden or something.
Somebody else that definitely
Eugene, I don't
wasn't
know.
Frederica. Yeah, Eugene said it this episode. Man, Eugene talked so much this episode. Crazy. The other line, I think, actually was Raiden. And he says, fuck. I meant to say the Federacy aren't the saints they think they are. I like that line a lot.
I like that line too. Very Attack on Titan.
Oh. But it was like, to me, it's like the Federacy, we talked for a long time. We're like, what are these guys hiding? Are they actually bad guys? What's going on with that? And I think the thing is that I think they genuinely do think they're the good guy. And I think that's what Raiden was hinting at here, is that there's definitely more to them, but they do think they're the good guy.
Yeah. And I think the major problem really is that while it is in a more positive way, they still treat the 86 just like their old nation treated the 86. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as different people, as outcasts.
Yeah, they're not them. They're not part of the crowd. They're not part of the group.
Yeah. Also, don't know if I've said anything about this yet, but I do really like everyone's uniforms.
Oh, yeah, I love their uniforms. It's that kind of uniform is like my military aesthetic. You know what I mean?
You know why? It's because it's a Japanese high school uniform mixed with a military uniform.
Basically, which is, if you think about it, I gotta wonder, did the Japanese steal their school uniform ideas? Because these are like 1913 Eastern and Western European military outfits, right? Like if you look at World War I, it's like the same outfit.
Yeah, but it does look great.
It looks fantastic.
Black and red, good choice.
Absolutely.
They did that because it looks good on Sheen, and they knew it would.
Yeah, they knew it'd make Sheen look like a hardcore Reaper or something.
Or something.
He's the edgy boy.
I don't know. I've never seen The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And then at the end of the episode, they did bring up Lena a little bit.
Yeah, they said her name.
They didn't even say her name. They said,
Oh.
what is the coordinator or something like that.
Did they? I thought they said her name for some reason.
Nope.
Oof. Dude, how long has it been at this point? Like a year since she last talked to them?
I have no idea how long it's been.
Probably
as far as I
longer
know, it's
than
been
that.
like 6 minutes.
It. That's a good point. That's sure what they make it feel like.
They were in that town for like 2 days.
I think they said they were relaxing for like 3 months.
Yeah, and then it's been 2 months since it's been a month since they've seen each other since they started in the army.
And who knows how long their training went on for. I mean, like, they're obviously combat veterans, but they still had to go through the full boot camp process, it seems like. So,
Dude, that'd be so funny to watch, like all of these newbies in boot camp, like, oh god, I can't keep up, and these like 5 hardcore people are just like at the front at all times.
they're like 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just decimating everybody at everything. I mean, we got that scene where Sheen did a literal backflip in his mech over the other mech, and they're just like, look, that was really fucking cool, but you can't be doing that.
Look, in their defense, though, I'm pretty sure at the state that I'm in right now, any 15-year-old could probably kick my ass.
Oof. Next up, we have Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 2.
Season 2, Episode 2, more like Mugen Train movie
Part 1.
Part 1. Okay, so my greatest fear has been realized. when they said they were going to turn Mugen Train into 7 episodes, I assumed that because 7 episodes is longer than the movie, well, obviously there's no way that they were just going to use the exact cut from the movie. But unfortunately, one for one, they just gave us that lead-up episode that was technically a filler episode, but still quite enjoyable. And then now this was just the first 20 minutes of Mugen Train with an opening, ending, and Taisho secret.
I'm going to lay this out now. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm unhappy. I'm mad. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. And I really don't want to watch Demon Slayer Season 2.
I'm going to lay this out right now. I'm sad about this. What a good fucking episode, though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. If you've never watched Mugen Train, this is a hype-ass season.
Yeah. Like, I regret watching the movie because as a show, the Mugen Train arc is already better than it was as a movie.
Well, this is the thing, is that when we talked about Mugen Train, we were like, that was very enjoyable. It did not feel like a movie. It wasn't paced like a movie. It was paced like it was 6 Demon Slayer episodes.
That's right. That's exactly what we said, dude.
And guess what? They turned it into 6. I feel like they did this. They planned it all along. They were like, we're going to make it exactly the length of 6 Demon Slayer episodes and then cut it up into the next season.
You know, it's funny. I was just listening to this semi-popular YouTuber who I won't name, who was talking about Mugen Train, the movie specifically, and they were like, you know what was fantastic about Mugen Train? It felt like a movie and it was going to end, and then it didn't end, and it kept going, and you got this really great mini arc at the end of the movie. And all I could think about was like, that's the problem. It was a movie that went on too long. It was a whole anime arc. It was a whole season. It went on too long. That's why the movie was bad.
Oh, man. I mean, like, again, I actually did enjoy my time with the movie. It just wasn't a movie.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, like, look, it's like they did movie things in it, but it was like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's like some sort of condensing that anime movies do. And when you watch it, you just get the feeling like, yeah, that was an anime movie story. You know, it's like it hit the right notes. It was the right length. There's like a certain flow to it. And when you watch the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie, it's just all over the place. It's off track. It's the vibe's wrong. They're hitting the wrong highs and the wrong lows at the wrong points. And you're just like, I mean, this is an anime and it's a movie, but is it an anime movie?
Right, yeah. And like the thing is that I'm not mad that they're doing this in the show. I'm just mad that they made the movie at all, I guess. Because like the thing is that when we finished watching the new episode, it tried to autoplay the movie next, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, I can't watch that movie right now. I have to wait for part 2 of 6 next week. Why are we even watching this?
I guess I'm not really mad that they did this. I'm just mad that I have to watch the exact same thing again so soon after having already watched it. Because I don't know how other people are, but I have this problem where the moment I start seeing something I recognize from something I've already experienced, I remember like a whole quarter of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I'm reading a book that I've read before, and I read the first 2 pages of the first chapter, and I remember the next 6 chapters. And then I'm like, oh, and I have to put it down because it's like all the excitement's gone. I already remember everything that happened.
Yeah.
And so every week I'm going to sit down and go, oh, I remember everything from the movie now.
But the thing is that, I mean, and I've read the manga as well, so I've already seen this part twice.
Oh, Jesus. Oof.
But I genuinely think that watching this with the pacing of episodes instead of as the movie is going to be a more enjoyable experience. So while we're going to have to fight through this for a minute, I think that the overall experience was better. This was a very well-paced Demon Slayer episode.
I think you're 100% right about that. 100%. And I think in general, that's true. Have you watched an opening, right? And the first time you watch it, it feels like it goes on for a while, but you're like way hooked the whole time and you're like, yeah. And then the next time you watch it, you've already seen it and you're like, oh, I know it's going to happen, and it's still a banging opening, but now it feels like it's actually dragging on too long because you know the things that are going to happen in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how I feel watching this. It's like that's a banging show, but it's just taking so long. I'm like, get to the part that the thing already happens at. I know it's coming. It's up next. Get there.
Dude, but I'm so excited to see the Akaza fight again.
Yo, me too. The last quarter of this, the last 2 episodes, I guess.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes are going to be fucking great.
Yeah.
So now, to talk about the actual episode, here's some rehash of things that I know I've said in the past. Stop saying umai. It's annoying.
Say it one more time. I will end you.
Maybe I don't have to, but
yeah, not making a statement on that. Interesting thing to mull over.
The flame effects in this episode, fucking phenomenal. Oh my God. It's just so like I feel like, you know, when you eat a good meal and you walk out at the end and you're like, yeah.
Umai.
No, fuck off.
That's what I say when I've eaten a good meal.
Every time I see Kyojiro fight a demon, I'm like, umai. It's funny because in Japanese, the word umai can both mean delicious and skillful.
It's true.
Oh man, I also really liked the scene where, like, I didn't pay as much attention to this when we watched it in the movie, but when Tanjiro is in his dream and he tackles his little brother and sister to hug them, then like we see regular Tanjiro, and then when he tackles them and then he gets up, we see him with the ponytail and his old haircut and younger face, right? That's such a cool detail.
Oh, yeah, that is. You didn't notice that in the movie?
No.
Oh.
I was so focused on watching
cool CG snow.
Where fight at?
Where the fight be though?
Because like I don't know, when I walk into an anime movie, I'm always like, dude, the Sakuga on the fights is gonna be so good, right?
It just ignores the rest of the movie.
That's all I think about.
When the battle music starts, he tunes in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, here we go.
It's Sakuga time, baby. Yeah, I do think that's really cool though, and I appreciated it in the movie too because man, I guess we can't say spoilers.
I don't know.
For the people who haven't watched the movie.
If you haven't watched the movie and you waited for season 2, I mean, great idea. But I'm gonna say maybe this isn't for you right now. We're gonna be talking as if you've already watched Mugen Train and this is your second time through it.
I'm cool with that.
We're going to do that starting now.
Okay. So, yeah, really cool idea they had. And I like that he stays as his younger self throughout his dream until he gets to the point where he learns how to escape the dream, which I'm just not going to say how he does that. Feels weird saying it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
these kids, this is magic, actually. Like,
pure magic.
This is not, I don't think this is actually the blood demon art. It actually might be, now that I think about it, but I don't think it is. But it's magic. They're like, okay, take a deep breath and count to 5, and then I'll fall asleep. And I'm like, fuck you. It takes me like 45 minutes to fall asleep.
Yeah. Take a deep breath and count to 45 minutes.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. Think about that time you tripped in 4th grade.
Oh, I shouldn't have walked down those stairs so fast.
Then you count to 5 and you think about somebody that you haven't talked to since 10th grade and you're like, I wonder how they're doing. And then you count to 5.
And then you forget where you were at, so you count to 5.
Then you decide, maybe I'm not tired enough to fall asleep yet. And you read a few chapters of manga. And then you're like, I'm kind of wired now. And you can make a cup of coffee.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyways, hi, I don't sleep well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what sleep is.
If anybody has this magic breathing technique where you count to 5 and knows how to make it activate, Let me know. I'd love to sleep like that.
Oh, that's what it is. You just said it. It's the sleep breathing technique, right? Like the fire breathing and the water breathing.
No, I think that's what Zenitsu
It's
has.
the sleep. That's what Zenitsu has.
It's like dream breathing.
Yeah, dream breathing.
That'd be sick.
That would be.
How do you know you breathe while you're sleeping if you're not conscious to know?
Maybe you're not, and that's why you're not conscious.
Oh.
So I had this scene that I didn't really think about it. It kind of just brushed past me when we were watching the movie, maybe because I was hyped for anime movie and it was like right at the beginning. But getting another chance to watch it in the anime and kind of focus on it, it got my brain going. And you have this part where Tanjiro is talking with Rengoku and, you know, he's like, you should be my apprentice. And then he asks him a couple questions. And one of them is, what color is your sword? And he tells him that he's got the black sword. And we already knew this, but Rengoku repeats the idea. He's like, ooh, that's unfortunate. A lot of those people, they don't know what to master, so they never become Hashiras. Ooh, that's too bad. And, you know, you think about that and you're like, ooh, yeah, the poor tale of the unfortunate soul or something or another. But then I got to thinking, I was like, what if that's actually a positive? What if that's a good thing? And the others just don't see it that way because they're like basic mode Hashiras, right? You know, they're like, they got my technique and I master it and I'm the best ever at my technique. But Tanjiro, what if he's the next level up? It's not a curse to have the black blade. It's a blessing because instead of mastering one technique, he becomes really, really proficient at all the breathing techniques, which allows him to take down the ultimate boss because you need multiple skills to do that instead of just one single skill, right? Like the ultimate boss can counter one element, but if you bring 7 elements to the table, he starts to have trouble.
That's a really cool idea. I really like that, yeah.
Thanks. You finished the manga, so you'd know how things go. So
Yeah, I'm not going to
Yeah.
comment.
yeah, no comments. So I'm, you know, I hope that's right, but I guess I'll see how it goes.
Oh, man. I wish they would just, like, dump the rest of the anime, like, tomorrow so that I could just talk about it with everyone.
Yeah, just finish the whole anime.
Yeah, like, what is your problem?
Yeah, what? Come on, the manga's already done. Catch up, bro.
It's like them redoing. Look, I know I'm beating a dead horse here. Them redoing Mugen Train felt like they kicked me in the face because I was like, oh my god, I have to wait longer to talk to people about stuff that happened in the manga.
Yeah. What I'm hoping, though, is the time that they're not spending working on this part of the arc because it was literally already done, they're spending on using to make the next arc twice as good as it could have been.
Maybe, yeah, because so we know we've got the Entertainment District arc coming up. I would like to see the arc after that maybe 2 seasons from now or 3 seasons if we're lucky, because look, they also confirmed, like, or we had the idea that they were going to be doing a 24 episode season. I don't think the next arc is going to take 24 episodes. I think it's going to take 12.
Okay.
And I think the arc after that is also going to take 12, which made me think it was going to do 1 season for those 2 arcs.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess not. So I would like to see the other one churned out a little faster, but one can only dream.
Yeah. I really hope this doesn't end up with the My Hero Season 4 situation.
Where they just squeeze too much into 1 season.
Yeah, they sped up the pace and just kind of ruined the story a little bit.
Yeah. And like they still hit the high points really, really well in that season. It just, the pacing was not nearly as good as it was in the manga.
Yeah.
How'd you like the opening and the ending?
Oh, man. The opening like threw me for a loop. It was really banging. I loved the opening and I loved the visuals. The first half of the song, I was like, ooh, like this is the new wave shonen music, you know. It's like a combination of like classical Japanese sounds along with this kind of almost hardcore like new rock EDM sort of sound. And then halfway through at some point, it just switched to like generic shonen music. And I was like, where did the cool new stuff go? Like,
the first half definitely gives me like Jujutsu Kaisen second opening vibes.
Yeah.
And then it switched to like Jujutsu Kaisen first opening vibes.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go.
which is cool with me. I thought it was a cool mix of both of them.
Yeah, I like them both. Don't get me wrong. I was just like excited for the first half, and then it switched it up, and I was like, "What?"
The visuals were also very cool. Obviously, like, having seen the movie already, it's kind of weird to, like, usually we watch the opening and we're like, ooh, wonder how that stuff's going to turn out. And this time I watched the opening and I'm like, this is like an AMV.
Yeah.
I've seen all this shit.
Dude, the OP and the EDs are just AMVs.
I loved the song for the ending as well. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love the song. The visuals were really fantastic, too.
I genuinely don't know if I looked at the visuals. I can't remember.
They did some really cool stuff where it was CG of the individual characters, but they weren't moving, so it just looked like hand-drawn art that had a third dimension to it.
Interesting. Okay, I'll definitely watch for that next week.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
Next up, we got Mieruko-Chan, episode 3. Dude, I fucking love this show.
This show, fantastic.
It has continued to impress me.
I love this show.
So we start off, we got Miko on a bus. And the first thing they do is show us who's on the bus, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then we slowly see, we'd only seen the back of the head of this girl. And we slowly see her jump back more and more seats until she's right next to Miko. And that was so good, right? Like, they just showed us a couple of times the people in the bus. And they did it completely casually.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. I was really slick, honestly.
And we hear her say, like, regular Gyaru things.
It's just Gyaru talking over there into 2021.
Yeah, and just, like, eventually it just gets fucked up, and Miko's like, oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Something's coming. Dude, and then it turns into, like, a multi-headed serpent hydra.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
I'm pretty sure all Gyaru turned into that eventually.
Yeah, that's a good point.
My favorite part of this whole exchange, like, so we got the part where she presses the button to get off and then waits for the monster to get off, and the bus driver is just like, was someone getting off here?
Yeah.
But the best part of the whole scene is when the Gyaru picks up, the actual Gyaru that was on the bus picks up her phone and starts using the Gyaru talk, and then Miko just looks at her and cries. I'm like, oh no.
It's so sad.
Somebody get this girl a coffee and a nap.
ASAP stat. Make sure there's no curses on that coffee.
Oh man. Speaking of coffee, you ever try a red bean paste or red bean latte? Is that what she ordered?
Yeah. And no, I have not, but I sure would love to.
Dude, I love the red bean paste sesame balls.
Oh yeah, man. Japan, best flavor palette.
It's true.
It really is true.
Somebody give me one of these lattes. It sounds amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a weeb. It really does, though. You go to a Japanese restaurant, I'm always getting the red bean stuff and the taro stuff, and it's just like, we don't have those flavors around here naturally. They're
Gimme.
so good.
Yeah.
Gib.
Why do we just have cheeseburgers? This sucks.
Gross.
I like cheeseburgers.
I do love a good burger.
Of course you do. You're American.
So speaking of anime,
What?
segue.
Segue into what? Speaking of anime, let's continue talking about the same thing we're talking about. What are you segueing into?
Something that's not cheeseburgers in America.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I really like the part when we go to the cafe. Speaking of the red bean latte.
Speaking of segues.
And she sees this guy who I totally thought was the guy that tried to adopt the kitten, but I don't think he was actually.
No, I'm like 100% sure he was.
You think it's the same guy?
I think it was the same guy. I think he's going to be a reoccurring, like, side joke.
He's just like a reoccurring douchebag.
Yeah. He just lives in the local area. He frequents, places, and you see him time to time.
But they set up the best joke of all time here. Like, the payoff for this whole scene was so good.
Oh my God, it really was.
Where, like, the whole time, Miko is, like, trying to make it seem like she's not looking at the guy because she wasn't. She was looking at the spirit, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh, this girl's super into me. But by the end of the scene, we find out that actually he was already waiting on another girl, and the other girl is also a player.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got like just as many curses as he does.
Jesus Christ. And then it's delivered so well where Miko just looks at them and glares and says birds of a feather and walks away. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that this whole scene also, it had like 2 joke setups, right? They had the first one where the spirit comes over. And so Miko on her phone just like pulls up this wrestling video of this, the stereotypical super buff foreign looking wrestler guy in comparison to this like sleek and chic pretty boy that's sitting across the room. And she's like, oh yeah, I love Macho Man. Wow. Kakoi. Ah, so good. And then the spirit's like, what? Okay, never mind. You're not a threat, I guess. And so you get that. And I thought that was going to be the bit. And then they were going to have some other bit with Hannah when she showed up. But then they just hit us with the same bit again. And I was like, woo.
That's how you know it's a good joke.
That's a good setup, and that's a good joke.
And the whole situation in general was they had the good setup where, from the previous scene where, you know, right after missing her stop because she was waiting for the spirit to get off the bus, she texts Hana and goes, sorry, I'm going to be a little late. I missed the stop. And then Hana's like, I got on the wrong train.
Yeah. I love Hana so much.
She's so good.
She's a cinnamon roll. God damn.
She's so much of a cinnamon roll that we see that she actually has a super powerful aura and cannot be affected by spirits.
Oh my god, yeah. What the fuck, dude? It's like the divine blessing of the 12 gods of the universe on this woman.
So if I understood it correctly, then 2 things occur because of this aura. I think she attracts spirits and also is unaffected by them.
Yeah. She's like a beacon that's so powerful, it draws them in, but they can't get too close because the light's too strong.
Well, they can definitely touch her.
Yeah, you know what?
I think she just can, like, it won't ever affect her.
I guess so. That makes sense, yeah.
Because we see, like, a lot of the spirits, if you're being haunted by a spirit, it seems to affect your mood in some way.
Yeah.
But I think they just, like, it can't touch her because she's too much of a cinnamon roll.
That makes sense. I like that.
She's the best. And then Miko, on the other hand, is very heavily affected by spirits.
Oof, very, very heavily.
I noticed that in this episode, for a lot of it, they didn't draw the bags under her eyes.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. She still looked really worn out, but I guess there wasn't really like the actual bags under her eyes. So.
And I think the reason is because in this episode, instead, they emphasized tears in her eyes a lot.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Okay. You're right. Her eyes were very shiny all episode. They had that extra anime glisten on them.
Yeah. Sorry, after you said that, I started thinking about the extra anime glisten because that just feels like a real thing for some reason.
Yeah, it is. You know, like those old 90s animes where you'd have the characters and they'd like draw the big white circles and the like shiny twinkly stars in their eyes. And stuff.
That's true. You're right.
You're like, what the fuck is going on? She was kind of like that, except in the sad way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. I want to hang out with Hana and hug Miko. It's just like
100%. Yeah. Want to bring her a big blanket and a large stuffed animal.
Yeah. Of this weird eye thing that she likes.
Sure. Maybe that's her problem. Hana's really into the bunny and she's into the weird eye thing. Big brain.
Oh, man. She tried to get some prayer beads.
That did not work very well.
I also, like, when she was looking at the prices of prayer beads, then they were like $40 for a set, and she was like, yeah, I better get 4. I'm like, holy shit, that's like $160.
That's a lot of money, but, you know, to protect yourself from 12,000 evil spirits assaulting you every day, I'd say it's probably worth it, personally. I think.
Absolutely would have been worth it if it worked.
If they'd worked.
But instead, this itchy guy haunted her for a while and broke them all.
He haunted her just long enough to destroy the strongest prayer bead bracelet in existence.
Yeah, like, what an asshole. Come on.
Yeah, why you gotta do that, bro?
He's probably like a 4th level spirit or something like that, right? Like, those beads probably would have been great against anybody else.
Except this guy, of course.
Yeah. And we did get the fucking terrifying scene where when she put the really strong prayer beads on, we saw how it was affecting him, and there was like another spirit coming out of his mouth.
Oh my god, yeah, that was dude, this show has really cute art. It has that style of art where everything's like looks extra clean and extra shiny and extra pristine, everything's just like smooth and round edges and no corners in anything. And then you get a monster and these things are just shockingly terrifying, like it's disturbing.
I think this show to me looks like Wotakoi meets Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes. That's pretty accurate.
I love those shows. And this one.
I haven't watched Wotakoi. I've read the manga. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Good, close enough. Same thing. I've got a small theory for you.
Okay.
It's about the blonde girl.
Who's the blonde girl?
Just like all our other theories. The third girl in the
one with the orange hair?
The blonde with the like red bangs, yeah.
She's got like the orange hair with the pink in it or something, right?
Or maybe it's pink, yeah. She's got the blonde hair with like the pink bangs.
I don't remember her being blonde at all for some reason.
She's definitely very blonde. Hana has the orange hair.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'll believe you for now, but I also don't believe you.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but she definitely has blonde hair, so...
Okay, the blonde-haired girl with the pink bangs.
The blonde-haired girl with the orange hair. So, I think that the old lady who referred to herself as the godmother running the occult stand, who was conning people and has now decided not to after witnessing the horrifying event that was Miko...
Is the grandmother of her?
Yep.
Me too.
Nice.
I also had that theory.
Nice.
I was about to ask you about that.
Nice.
And then you said it.
Was nice. We're on the same wavelength.
We're basically one person.
We're actually one person. We're one person. Wake up. We're one person.
Yeah, one major piece of evidence is that we can tell from the intro and outro that this girl can see shapes of spirits, not full spirits, and then we also see that the grandmother, while talking about having a granddaughter around their age, could also only see the shape of the spirits.
And they see the hazy fuzzies.
I see that every time I wake up, dude. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you're like rubbing the sleep out of your eyes. You see all the hazy fuzzies.
Yeah. Or like when you blink your eyes a little too hard and...
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Or like you stare at something too bright and then all of a sudden everything, like you see spots of hazy fuzzies.
Yeah, the universe coalesces in your pupils. I see the star maps. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Recasters Anime Podcast. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Feel free to check us out on Facebook. We post anime-related memes there almost daily. Let us know what you think of the current anime season, or even just say hi.
You can look forward to weekly releases every Tuesday morning on platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Tune in next week for more anime discussion.
Ja! Mata raishu!